To do great things, you must believe you are great at them. However, the moment you think you are great, you become quite small. How do you do great things without becoming a small person? It seems like a paradox. Consider Evel Knievel. Remember him? At the height of his fame, Knievel made millions and was one of the most recognizable characters on the planet. A popular movie was made about his life, starring George Hamilton. A line of toys were made out of his motorcycles and other equipment, including a doll in his likeness, which rode on the wind-up motorcycle. Of course, posters and other souvenirs celebrated his fame, too. Near the end of his career, Knievel had said he had earned $60 million and spent $62 million. But I often think about an interview I saw of Knievel. He explained that when he got on his motorcycle and went up the ramp to line up the jump, there was no one else with him. There was no one else on the ramp with him, and no one else could or would make the jump for him. But everything relied on him doing the stunt. If he didn't do the stunt, his family wouldn't eat or have a home. No one else was going to do it, and at the time, no one else in the world could do it. But if he lost his ability to believe that he was the only one who could or would do it, then everything was lost. At that moment, he had to have complete self-confidence that he was the greatest person on earth, or he would lose the edge that made him able to believe he could do it. The problem is that it is very difficult for a man to believe he is great only during the activity which he is doing. So when he completed his stunt, he continued to believe he was the greatest person on earth, and that pride led him into various moral failures of his own admitting. Of course, when he succeeded, such as his 16-bus jump, all the people around him would encourage his belief that he was the greatest person on earth. So it would be even more difficult to believe he was anything different. But what if each time he successfully completed a jump, he said something like, "I cannot believe I was successful. I thank God for his blessing of safety and all the ability he has given me." Many would see this as a false humility anyway. But maybe turning the focus to God would have helped him internally to escape the pride that was inherent in such an extreme stunt. But then, wouldn't a lot of people see this as tempting God in a way, since he is risking his life and limb and expecting, hoping God would keep him safe? Maybe that would end his career too. So if a man attempted to do extreme stunts and determined to give God the glory, many people would see it as false humility, and others would see it as a ridiculous attempt to prove God was keeping him safe for some ridiculous extreme stunt. Now let's turn it the other way. Suppose Evel Knievel started out not wanting to tempt God to keep him safe, nor to become overly prideful. Suppose he created small, safe stunts. Instead of jumping 16 buses on his motorcycle, he decided to jump 16 cans of soda in a long jump contest. Suppose he did it and succeeded and then said, "I thank God for his blessings and the ability he gives me to do this." People would then think he was an idiot and that his God was laughably small. Can't you hear them now saying things like, "Yeah, I want to thank God too, for giving me the ability to walk and chew gum at the same time." Plus, since his stunt is so small, no one would have ever cared or came to see him perform. To do something great, you have to push the envelope. But to push the envelope, you have to believe you can do something big and innovative. You must do something big which pushes your abilities. But you must also keep in mind that you really cannot do it entirely in yourself. You have to try big things, not knowing you can actually do them, and then the moment you succeed, you must admit that you didn't even know you could actually pull it off.